What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Hiring Talks, where we talk about life, mental health, and culture. And y'all work with me on the audio. I'm still working on it. I'm going to play the video out loud. Hopefully you can hear it. There's no echo. But I'm going to get the video audio crispier for you. But yeah, make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, comment, notification bell, all that good stuff. We're going to get right into it. This is J. Cole saying why he stays off social media. I haven't really seen this, honestly. I've seen like the first few seconds, but I haven't seen the whole thing. So this is be new for both of us. Maybe you've seen it.
The 14-year-old version of me, what I had accomplished, if I could go back in time and be like, bro, look what you just did. The 14-year-old version of me would be like, what? Like, I knew it, you know what I mean? But the actual, at that time, 28-year-old version or 29-year-old version was not feeling like, was not feeling good, you know what I mean? Was not feeling, wasn't enough appreciation. It wasn't enough
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop right there. That's the first point. I can relate to that, and I'm pretty sure you can relate to that too. When you're like younger, or you don't even have to be 14, you could be like 20, and you're like, oh man, when I get this career, when I want this, when I get that, when I get this car, blah 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 blah, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that, I'm gonna be like that. And then you get 28, 29, you get it. I'm not saying that you're not appreciative of it, which really that really is, but it's just you're always wanting more. Or you look back and you're like, well, I thought this was gonna make me feel this way or live this way, and it really didn't. So yeah, that's a good point that he made.
recognition of what I was actually doing. There was too much emphasis and focus on where I wasn't yet. And that hadn't been me up until that point. So that spark, it probably was like a couple year.
Is that you? You're saying like the focus on what you were doing and the emphasis.
Kevin Hart has a lot of wine.
Is that you putting pressure on yourself? Is that you not being happy with not hearing certain things about the work you're doing?
100%.
Okay.
It was ego driven. 100%. It was like there was a nugget somebody dropped for me. They didn't know what I was going through necessarily, but maybe they saw something. But it sparked a practice that would lead me to exactly what you started the conversation with, which was like just a more like peaceful place in my life and more of a, you know what I mean? And that was at the time I had, and at this time it's a teammate, right? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. At that time when it's ego driven, like, and you're not getting the things you want. And at this time for me, it was like, oh, the Grammy, they not fucking. Oh, the such and such magazine, or this one. Why I'm not in the? Why I'm not?
External validation. He was seeking external validation. And when you're doing something, you have to stay focused on your purpose and why you're doing it. The core reason of why you're being purposeful, because that is really important. Is what is important. Dang, it's early in the morning, y'all. I gotta drink some water and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, he's like, I didn't get Grammys, I didn't get this, I didn't get that. It feels like that sometimes, but you got to keep putting the work in and being purposeful, because God will reward you. God will overflow your cup with blessings and abundance, and it will pay off. And you may be on a level that you may not even realize, because everybody think Cole is fire. Even if he didn't feel like he was getting the Grammys and stuff and getting that external validation, he wanted to go. So you can also be in your own head with that too.
Not up here, you know what I mean? This is quietly what was happening in my mind. So I got with this new publicist, Captain Fraser, and so she's amazing woman, and you know, in the midst of us talking, we would have conversations outside of like just career. And
shout out to the Freeform Locks.
She was into meditation. She was into like transcendental meditation, boom, boom. And I had flirted with it like in my early 20s, like practice it a little bit. Just didn't really know what I was doing, but had a nice little experience, but I didn't dive into it. But mind you, her telling me about that was coinciding with me realizing, yo, something's going on, bro. You gotta. So I had set rules for myself. One was like, bro, you can't go on social media no more. Like, we're from the first generation of like entertainers, celebrities, whatever, where it's like, bro, you could literally at any minute see what somebody's saying about you, you know what I mean? And it's like, there was nobody to tell you, like cigarettes. When the whole world for decades was smoking cigarettes, there wasn't anybody loudly saying like, that's gonna kill you. And about, you probably shouldn't do that. It took a long time for somebody to.
I say this all the time. We don't really know the true effects of social media and what it's having on society. It's fairly new. Yeah, it's been around for a while, but I mean, I didn't get on Facebook. I'm showing my age a little bit and stuff like that till like 2008, 2009. It's 2024. So you got to think that's less than 20 years. And then the concept of humanity and society, it's some time now, but it's not that long. And it's already evolved and changed so much since it started. So, social media, and I'll have a video about that, but social media isn't always good for you. But you can use it as a tool to benefit your life. But there's a lot of ways social media and all this technology has been engineered to keep us addicted, not just you, us. But you can use it as a tool. Like I'm using that as a tool to speak my mind and, I need to stop saying, but speak my mind and do something that's purposeful in my heart. So, yeah.
To realize how harmful this was, and similarly, we're in a generation where our entertainers, our basketball players, our boom boom, like no one was there, and even now nobody's there to be like, don't Google yourself, don't search your name on boom boom. So I say all that to say I had set some rules for myself, some baseline rules.
Boundaries.
Don't go on Twitter. Don't read your reply. Do not search your name. Boom, boom. That's rule number one. Number two, when you're creating, you got to create from a pure place only. Like there was a rule I set for myself. Like everything has to only be truly what you feel in your heart.
This is of course coming because
create from a pure place only. From a pure place only. Don't let the outside noise and distractions mess up your vibe, your grind, your creativity.
you saw yourself do the opposite. You saw yourself dive deep into the space of social media. I'm searching. I see what they saying. I'm getting angry. I'm getting irritated. How the fuck? What the fuck? Sure. Okay, now I'm creating.
Social media can really mess up your mental health.
This is infusing and influencing my creative. Bitch, I see what you said. It's now becoming a part of you.
The nastiest place to ever do some artful shit. Yeah. Some pure. It's just like, yo, you can't. It's like you have to leave all room, I feel like, in the creative process for God. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the minute you start
for God, you have to leave it for God. For God. I like that he said that. I like that he said you have to leave it from God. You have to be at peace with yourself. People can have all this money, have all this clout, followers, whoop, whoop, whoop. Everybody's so mean and sarcastic and nasty on the internet, whatever. But you have to have peace, and you have to have that foundation with God, especially if you're going to be someone who is putting your work out there and being creative and doing what you love, even if it's not something social media related. Just in general, you starting a small business, you trying to switch careers, whatever. You trying to be a stay-at-home mom, you trying to be a stay-at-home dad, you trying to start exercise, whatever it is, you have to do that from a pure place. You have to have God. And you have to have that peace within yourself.
Thinking about what somebody else is gonna think about it, boom, boom. I caught myself in that space for a moment, and it was so unfamiliar to me because that's never how I used to work. Mm-hmm. And so to get up out of that, I had set these railroads.
Hopefully the audio is good, yo. I'm not re-recording this.
Easy transition.
I would re-record it if I needed to. But I kind of like that I haven't seen it.
Because you realize those things are addictions, right? Those things become addictions. Like social media becomes an addiction. So yeah, in a sense, it's like you have to check yourself and tell yourself like, don't do that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, or catch yourself, not get off of there. Mm-hmm. But every time I feel like every time you say no, and like while battling like an addiction, it's like you get stronger. You add a pebble to your strength. You know what I mean? So like
you increase your willpower whenever you fight an addiction or fight an urge to do something. You increase your willpower. If you're having an issue going to the gym and you really don't feel like going, every time you go to the gym when you're supposed to and you don't feel like going, you increase your willpower. Whenever you want to pick up that cigarette, you know you're supposed to stop, or that devil's lettuce, or that naughty video on your phone, or you know everything. You increase your willpower, and God's going to reward you for that. And I'm going to have a video on that because your brain actually goes through things. You increase your willpower, and it's actually science behind that. Long story short, there's science behind that, but I'm going to get in that. Not right now, but later on.
Like like that.
You know what I mean? It's like, yo, what no is a powerful thing, and you get stronger, and the other thing gets just a little more weaker. So while I set these ground rules for myself, she mentioned the meditation, and she had explained to me like how her experience with it, and like how life changing was, and how clear she felt when boom. So I was like, you know what? I was out in LA, like I had came out here to work on the album. I had the album titles, 2014 Forest Hill Drive. I had it all mapped out. I knew what the album was gonna be called. I knew we were gonna buy the house back. It all felt like it was like supposed to happen. And I started adding that. By the time 5 months hit, I would have these revelations and clarity about my life. And I would see what was actually happening in my life and where I was headed. You know what I mean?
So that's it, y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I got another video coming. That was a good video by J. Cole. Shout out to J. Cole. Y'all go support J. Cole, Peacock, Kevin Hart, everybody and their mama, and especially me. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm on the road to 1K subscribers. But yeah, monitor your social media use, how it affects you. I noticed I got off social media before because I would get irritated by a lot of the stupid stuff I saw on there, the dumb arguments, the dumb viewpoints. Jeez Louise. But who am I to judge at the end of the day, I guess. But I had to protect my mental health. But yeah, man. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for tapping in, tuning in with me. Shout out to all my thinkers out there. Subscribe. Yeah. Peace.